Jessie was one of the most promising Disney Channel sitcoms of its time. The show was rumored to be the longest-airing Disney show ever, but got canceled after 4 seasons. What went wrong? Stay until the end to find the biggest secret Disney tried to hide from Jessie fans. Don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you love Jessie. Today we're putting on our detective hats and exploring the dark Jessie secrets Disney tried to hide. They pulled an episode. Did you know that there's a Jessie episode you'll never be able to see anywhere? Disney was forced to pull it after many complaints from the general audience. The public signed a petition to remove the episode that shamed children with gluten allergies, and Disney was forced to take action. In the episode, a child called Stuart is introduced as being sensitive to gluten, and the show decided to portray him as annoying and high maintenance. He ends up getting pancakes thrown in his face, and while the studio audience did laugh, parents definitely didn't. While we know Disney loves to highlight certain lifestyles and make a joke out of the situation, they did take it just a little bit too far with this storyline. Again, parents were concerned as they felt this episode mocked children with food allergies. After more than 2,000 people had signed the petition, Disney was forced to take action. They later released a statement saying they deeply apologize that the episode made some viewers upset and that they will reevaluate its references to gluten restrictions. Of course, there were mixed opinions on the episode, and while some didn't think this was a big deal, but it was a sensitive topic for parents whose kids already frequently get mocked for their food allergies. Have you seen this controversial episode? Parents hated the show. Disney sitcoms are known for their subtle humor that sometimes goes over kids' heads, but if you're an adult, you probably raised an eyebrow several times while watching the show. Did you know that a lot of parents out there actually hated Jessie? When it comes to Disney Channel shows, you'll find a lot of opinions from parent bloggers who just can't understand why their kids can't watch something different. Jessie follows the life of Jessie Prescott, who moves to New York and becomes a nanny for an extremely wealthy family. Seems like a pretty normal sitcom, right? But this show seems to rub the parents in the wrong way. From subtle jokes to some of the most offensive comments, Jessie had several controversial moments, but most of them weren't noticed by the young fans. As the seasons went by and we got to see more of Jessie, parents complained the show is modeling horrible behavior that children definitely shouldn't learn or think it's funny in the first place. We'll talk more about how Jessie had several jokes that probably shouldn't be in a kids program later. There seemed to have also been an issue with parents being portrayed as the people who really don't know anything. Sure, it's a kids show, but if you can't appeal to parents, they won't let their kids watch it. Do you think they're exaggerating, or was this show really that bad? Many innuendos. Disney is not a stranger when it comes to innuendos and subtle jokes in some of your favorite childhood shows. As kids, we never noticed these, but we bet if you look back, you'll see plenty of subtle jokes and innuendos. Jessie is no exception. From butt touching and having too much fun on dates to wandering fingers and comments like "son of a biscuit," Jessie's subtle jokes are probably way too subtle for children. We bet you'd be able to catch way more of these jokes when you're older. Parents have also pointed out that the show jokes about girls stuffing their bras instead of promoting positive body image regardless of your size. The show also had jokes about possible mental illness when a character mentioned they're saving up for a car so they can run themselves over. In the first episode, Luke also pulls down his pants and tells Emma he'll show him the moon. Besides not promoting positive body image, the show also highlights character stereotypes and frequently makes fun of looks and other behaviors. While we all know that Jessie is not an educational channel, parents think there should be an inspiring value to this show. Is Disney taking things too far with these innuendos? Or is it all just simply innocent humor, which we've seen in plenty of other TV shows? Arrested just a year after the show. Enough about the show, let's dive into some serious secrets from our favorite Jessie stars. We've all seen several Disney stars spiral out of control through the years, from Lindsay Lohan and her troubles with the law to Demi Lovato and her battle with her mental illness. It looks like being a child actor comes with a price. Debby Ryan also had her share of controversial mishaps, but one of the most notable ones was her arrest that happened just a year after the show's final air date. date. Debby describes herself as a nerd, but this nerd totally failed her sobriety test after she crashed her car into a Mercedes. She was arrested and put on a $100,000 bail, which is a lot of money. Debby has since then apologized for her reckless decisions and said she does realize that she's, in fact, a role model to many. She also had to complete community service and do a 3-month program that focuses on highlighting the dangers of driving under the influence. And although this incident happened after Jessie was already over, it certainly makes parents raise even more eyebrows and wonder if this Disney star is actually a good role model for their children. Since then, Debby decided to shake off her Disney label and started focusing on acting opportunities outside of the Disney Channel. Did Debby date Cole Sprouse? While this is definitely not a dark secret, it's a secret many fans have been dying to know whether or not it's true. Is it a friendship or a relationship? Debby Ryan and Cole Sprouse sparked several rumors over the years. If you've been following Debby's career, you know she played Bailey Pickett on The Suite Life on Deck before her star role in Jessie. Over the years on the show, Debby and Cole got fairly close. Their characters, Bailey and Cody, did actually like each other, but did they actually date in real life? The show ended back in 2011, and in 2017, Debby posted a hilarious tweet joking about Cole bringing a sequin fanny pack to a themed music night. The hilarious list of what could possibly be in Cole's fanny pack brought back a lot of feels for the ultimate Suite Life on Deck fans. If you've seen the show, you know Kaylee really is the cutest couple ever. Do we want them to date? Absolutely. Are they actually dating? Who knows? Debby actually admitted she fangirled over Dylan and Cole Sprouse before she became an actress, which is just the cutest thing ever. At some point, Cole also casually came over to Debby's house to meet her kittens, and they've had several reunions that made our hearts melt. Just date already, why don't you? Debby Ryan's dark friendships. Debby's friendships also took a dark turn after she shared a very serious insight into her love life. In 2015, when Debby was just 21 and Jessie just wrapped its final episode, Debby opened up in a People interview and talked about her long, abusive relationship. She never revealed the name, but Debby talked about how her friendship turned into a very emotionally and physically abusive relationship that was hard to get out of. She spoke of how it went on for a couple of years, and it's safe to say it also occurred while she was still filming Jessie. So while she looked happy and bubbly on the show, Debby said it took a while to realize that what was happening to her wasn't in fact healthy. She described her experience as frightening and mentioned this person would call her up to 40 times per day when she wouldn't be around him. They were lifelong friends, but things came to an end when her friend threatened to end his life if she wouldn't spend time with him. Debby also shared the backlash she received for talking about her relationship. Her ex-boyfriend reached out to her and criticized her for daring to speak up about the issue because he was afraid the public would think it was him. On the other hand, her now former friend also reached out to her and apologized. Did the show take it too far? But let's go back to the actual show. Along with many innuendos and pulling a controversial episode, Disney seemed to have taken its humor just a bit too far with Jessie. Disney isn't exactly known to be culturally sensitive and openly mocks topics that have to do with culture, religion, and sometimes even physical looks. You've probably heard of a saying that it takes a village to raise a child. So when Jessie aired an episode where an Indian character jokes he's a human samosa, it raised a lot of questions whether or not joking about such things should be acceptable in a children's TV show. A blogger who watched this episode with her young daughters mentioned how uncomfortable they were when the scene aired. Another common joke in Jessie was the way the cast treated Nanny Agatha, the British nanny who tried to keep everyone in check. The show frequently mocks her looks, and while Agatha wasn't exactly the nicest character, many have pointed out that this is just another stab at racial stereotyping and making a joke out of certain cultures and personalities. Racial stereotyping is very common in Disney's shows, but should it be? Once again, this is one of the show's biggest controversies, but even though parents have pointed it out many times, Disney refused to acknowledge the issue. Why did it end earlier? The team behind Jessie planned to make the show one of the longest-running Disney Channel shows, but that crown still belongs to Wizards of Waverly Place and its 106 episodes. So why did Jessie end after 98 episodes? It's still not clear why the show got canceled in the first place. And when a fan directly tweeted at Debby asking her that same question, she responded that the show ran its course and hit 100 episodes. You have to admit that the show was pretty impressive, even though it didn't reach their end goal and got canceled. It seems like everyone was just ready to move on to new adventures, including Karan Brar, who had to make an important career decision. We'll talk more about his character and his relationship with Debby Ryan in a bit. If you are looking for some iconic Disney Channel shows outside of Jessie, make sure you check out Wizards of Waverly Place, Kim Possible, Good Luck Charlie, and That's So Raven, which was the longest-running show before Wizards of Waverly Place. While Jessie did have its memorable moments, do you think it could really beat such iconic Disney Channel shows as That's So Raven? We're pretty sure that the last reason on our list is the main responsibility for Jessie's abrupt ending. Karan Boyce. Let's take a moment and talk about Karan Boyce, the eye candy on the show who played Luke Ross. Luke was 11 years old in Season 1 and 16 by the time they aired Season 4. Jessie was so popular, it actually got its own spin-off show called Bunk'd. But the show didn't focus on Jessie, Bertram, and Luke. But there's a reason why these characters weren't able to star in the show. Karan Boyce actually starred in Disney XD's Gamer's Guide to Pretty Much Everything and had to choose between the show and Bunk'd. He chose the Gamer's Guide, and that was it for Jessie's eye candy. Do you think Bunk'd would be even more successful and continue Jessie's popularity if it featured characters like Jessie, Bertram, and Luke? The show is still going strong in 2017, but some fans do miss seeing the old Jessie cast back together. Karan Boyce and Debby actually have a very sweet friendship, but do you think there's a deeper reason why Karan chose another Disney show rather than going back to the original Jessie cast? Well, we can definitely tell you that the show had a surprising feud we never saw coming, but according to celebrity gossip, Debby had a few intense words to share about another Jessie star, Debby Ryan and Skye Jackson feud. And here it is, one of the biggest controversies of the Jessie show that shed light on the acting world and how not everything is as it seems. While Debby Ryan is actually really good friends with her ex-co-stars like Karan Boyce, it's unclear where she stands with Skai Jackson, a child actress who plays Zuri Ross on the show. Zuri is also one of the main characters in the Jessie spin-off Bunk'd, but did you know that she and Debby didn't actually get along? At the beginning of Jessie, the two were really close and showed off cute photos on social media. But in 2014, Skai unfollowed Debby on Twitter. Fans started to wonder what's happening between the two, and it looks like they haven't exactly mended their friendship. Skai seemed to have a secret Twitter account that claimed Debby actually bullied her on the show. But after the rumor had broken out, Skai confirmed Debby was rude to her on her main Twitter account. In an awkward interview, Skai was also asked about Debby and answered that they just went their separate ways and do their own thing. Debby, of course, fired back at Skai's bullying claims. In a long Tumblr post, Debby addressed the issue and said she wishes every child actor would have emotional security and complete content. Skai posted a Jessie throwback shortly after and blurred out Debby's face on the picture. Whatever the feud was, it looks like the two still haven't patched it up in 2016. Could this be the main reason why Jessie got canceled so early? Don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to our channel. For more videos like this one, make sure to check out 10 deleted Disney princesses and rejected concepts. See you next time!